They're 3-1 so far. BB&T has our goaltending matchup. Roberto Luongo's been red hot, Denny.
Well, for the visiting Florida Panthers, it doesn't get better than Roberto Luongo getting his start. He's hot. He's got a day's rest. Even took extra shots in warm-up just before this game because, of course, the 5 p.m. game here on West, he didn't get a chance for the morning practice. Ben Scrivens, well, like the rest of the Oilers, he's been better of late. They call him the Professor. I wonder if you'll figure out the Florida Panthers in this hockey game.
Nick Bukestad's line begins with Jokinen and Hayes. Mitchell and Kulikov back in after missing a game due to sickness. Paired up with Willie Mitchell on defense. The Oilers have their young, talented line. Nugent Hopkins, Hall, and Everly beginning. Edmonton's been playing some good hockey since the coaching change. Bukestad takes it away and sweeps it all the way down. Hayes will charge. Fane back to play for the Oilers. Puck deflected, and it comes out of the zone. Panthers will head home after they play in Winnipeg Tuesday. They're home Thursday night against Colorado, Saturday against these Oilers. 5-game homestand for the Cats.
You don't see him for 12 months, and you see him twice in the same week.
Yeah, you're right. Steal here. Flip back down low. Now the work in behind the Panther net. Campbell for the red-hot Huberdeau. And he clears ahead. Aaron Ekblad has a lane. Ekblad moves over the line, takes a light shot on goal, and Scrivens will gather it in.
Well, Goldie said that this is a different kind of an Oiler hockey team. Well, Todd Nelson is now the new head coach. Take a look at the record. It's 3-4-4. He is getting this team to feel a little better. And you know what? The comments up here in the press box, it's not all about Todd Nelson. He's really putting all of the spotlight on the players where it really should be. And they've responded with some very good games. They beat Chicago the other night, 5-2 in this very building. LA the game before. And now before going on a 4-game road trip, they'd certainly like to have success against the Florida Panthers.
Brandon Peary draws back to the Panther lineup. He's got the puck now. Centering Boyes and Huberdeau. Peary deflects right through the slot. Boyes jumps on it. He and Huberdeau have been strong in the last couple of games. Barkov again out of the Panther lineup with an illness.
If I were to say something about the Panthers, the Oilers are trying to play a similar game.
Bolin finds a loose puck and shoots it. Goes wide. Bolin, Bergenheim, Fleischmann. They were super Friday night in the win. Here's Bergenheim shooting off the outside of the net. They each had 2 points in the game. Fleischmann had the game winner late. And their first shift is a good one here. Finally, Hendricks able to clear it out. Good Branson. He had a monster game on Friday in Calgary. More than 25 minutes. Filled in for Kulikov. And what a night Good Branson had. Pouliot. Lead pass for Derek Roy. Acquired from Nashville in a trade a couple of weeks ago. He's off a 3-point game against Chicago in that win.
Adds a little experience to this lineup. Certainly something that the management of the Edmonton Oilers have been criticized a little bit for. So they made a bit of a deal. They got Derek Roy. Certainly has the experience. He's now looking for a comfortable new home as the second-line centerman.
Oilers able to hold it in. And Pouliot's got the puck now. Shot comes all the way through. Clefbaum at the point. Put it back behind the net again for Roy. And finally, Thomas Kopecky. Along with Scotty Upshall. Upshall had his pocket picked as he crossed the line. Cleared the other way. And Fraser's out at center ice. Only one shot in the opening 3 minutes, and that was that light one on Scrivens.
Both teams are playing similar types of hockey. As I said, Oilers would love to play the forceful pressure game that the Panthers, when they're successful, have played.
Panthers offense has really picked up, averaging more than 3 goals a game over their last 8. Fane with a shot. Luongo got a piece of it. Steers it over to the boards. Clefbaum throws it back down low again. Campbell didn't get all of it trying to clear. The help from Jokinen, though, and they do get it out of the zone.
It makes a difference when two teams don't see each other for such a long time. Yes, there's video. There's all kinds of things you can look at. But you know what? You have to get on the ice and face them eyeball to eyeball. And maybe that's why we're seeing a lot of pucks going back and forth in this hockey game so far.
Everly on the shoot-in, played by Jokinen. They give to Bukestad with speed at center. Bukestad, Jokinen, back again. Bukestad's in. The pass to Hayes. He turns, he shoots, he scores! Jimmy Hayes
fourth
4 minutes, 50
in this
seconds.
hockey game so far.
4 minutes, 52 seconds of 1 hour.
Early on the shoot-in, played by Jokinen. They give the Bukestad with speed at center.
4 minutes, 53
Early on the shoot-in, played by Jokinen. They give the Bukestad with speed at
center.
center. Bukestad, Jokinen, back again. Bukestad's in. The pass to Hayes. He turns. He shoots.
4 minutes, 52. 4 minutes, 50.
Early on the shoot-in, played by Jokinen. They give the Bukestad with speed at center. Bukestad, Jokinen, back again. Bukestad's in. The pass to Hayes.
5 minutes, 1 seconds of 1 hour 30.
He turns. He Calgary with his trade.
6 minutes.
This is the fourth game he's played against the Panthers this year. Twice for Arizona, once for Pittsburgh, and now he's playing the Panthers with Edmonton. You don't see that very often.
Well, I don't know for sure, Goldie, but maybe we could go back to last year. He might have played against the Panthers as an Ottawa Senator as well.
Here's Yakupov. Knocked down. He had his first multi-point game of the season in that win over Chicago, the young winger. Point shot here. Ooh, it caught Luongo up high. It was deflected. What a rip by Schultz. And Roy under pressure. They able to hold it in, though. Pouliot throws it cross ice. Yakupov's out in front. He shoots. Luongo makes the save. Aneo Yakupov. Big stop there. Good pressure by the Oilers. Not deterred after that Panther goal. And again, they're able to hold it in.
Boy, those are two plays right on the blue line in your defensive zone. You just don't want to make mistakes there. Keep in mind, 5 feet around your defensive blue line, 5 feet around the offensive blue line. Those are critical areas.
Nikitin gets checked. Kopetsky working the wall. Feeds the point for Campbell. Over to Ekblad. McKenzie now. Takes a look. Ekblad will shoot. Scrivens the save. Upshaw and Kopetsky in front. Whacking away at it. It goes wide. Good hit by McKenzie. Great shift by the McKenzie line. It's Campbell. Trying to get around one man. Throws it towards the net. Blocked away. And Purcell, the former Tampa Bay Lightning, able to clear it all the way down. Bukestad back on the ice. He set up the Hayes goal.
You know, I don't want to speak for Coach Gallant, but I think the fact that the Florida Panthers bringing Jokinen, Bukestad, and Hayes together has been a combination that seems to have worked.
Well, they rotated that left wing quite a bit with those two.
For a time, yeah, but now with Jokinen there, it seems to have, they've been there for 3 games now, and it seems to be something that the coaching staff likes. Of course, they've been performing well.
What have you seen from Jokinen? Why is that working now?
Jokinen is a great passer, and I think the only thing that you want to improve on that line is Bukestad getting more shots. In the game against Vancouver, they had a solid game, but they were the trio with the fewest shots on goal of the 4 lines. So although it's a good line, they have all of the ingredients, it appears, they still need to get more shots on goal as the so-called number 1 line on the hockey team.
And that game in Vancouver, the 3-1 win, that McKenzie line, they took 13 shots in that game. They had 9 shots on goal. That's the key for Gerard Gallant. He's able to roll those 4 lines. Players go in and out of the lineup to plug players in. It's really been a next man up type situation for the Panthers. Petrie jumped up, stole it away. This is Huberdeau now. Lead pass right on the tape for Boys. Shot was blocked. Huberdeau scoops it up. Waits, throws one towards the net, and Scrivens made the save. It got all the way through. Huberdeau with a good hit. Good Branson. It pinballs down to the goal line. Boys after it again. Now Bergenheim jumps on. And he takes it away from Ferentz. Bergenheim walks off the wall. Triple team. Still battles. Bergenheim went down. Comes back to the point. Good Branson cross ice. The Campbell shot. Scrivens makes the save. Good pressure by the Panthers. The Cats running the fast break. And Hayes finished it off for the lead. The Panthers trying to make it 3 straight wins for the first time this season. Have the early goal. We go ice side to Billy.
Boy, that'd be nice for the Panthers to get those 3 straight victories. And 3 games in 4 nights, balanced ice time. Last game in Calgary, of all the forwards, only 2 forwards played more than 15 minutes. UC Jokinen and Dave Bolland. I talked to Gerard Gallant about that, and he said, we'll have that energy, and that's part of the plan. Just limit the ice time, roll those 4 lines, keep it fresh. And when you play 3 games in 4 nights, that's exactly what you need. And just a side note on Jimmy Hayes, since being a healthy scratch on December 20th against Pittsburgh, he's played 9 games, now has 6 goals and 1 assist in those 9 games.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable run. What a trade Dale Talon made last November, getting Hayes. along with Dylan Olsen in the Chris Versteeg deal and Jimmy Hayes at 6'6", 220, just scratching the surface. And Denny, when he plays like that, he is a tough guy to stop.
Well, he is so big, and he understands that. All he's got to do is growl every now and then, and he's going to get a lot more room.
That's true. 25 years old, Jimmy Hayes. Boston, Mass native. Here's Bolin down low, chipping it in front, taken away by Roy. And Yakupov bangs it off the glass. Payne held it in, cut off though by Bolin. He fires it ahead. Kulikov caught up to it. Nikitin deep in his own zone.
Really short shifts there, Goldie, by the Panthers, and they're able to do that because the Panthers have continuous pressure in the offensive zone, one of the keys, like we're seeing right here. So if you need a defenseman change, even a winger change, the Panthers have been able to do it. And here is the third game in less than 4 nights, actually, being a 5 o'clock start. So if it's Gerard Gallant, it was important to get quick shifts, keep everybody fresh.
Baptist Health brings us our scratches. Gerard Gallant has had some players in and out of the lineup. Barkov out.
Quick shifts, don't keep everybody fresh.
Baptist Health brings us our scratches. Gerard Gallant has had some players in and out of the lineup. Barkov out. Trocheck out in the middle on that line with Huberdeau and Boyce. Peary gets the center call tonight. O'Brien goes back out with Kulikov healthy and Sean Thornton still on the shelf for the Panthers.
You know, hats off to Shane O'Brien. You know, you talked about the depth of the organization. He played some superb hockey while DeBrunson was recovering.
And you know what you love about the way Gallant with that ice time that Billy was talking about? Players that come in the lineup, there's no easing anybody back. If you're in the lineup, there's an expectation level that you should be able to hold your own and you play. We don't get Panther players that skip shifts and play 6 minutes or 7 minutes. It doesn't happen. And what an opportunity tonight for Brandon Peary.
Well, the fact is, you know, the coaching staff then is absolved of any kind of responsibility because you can't say to the coach, you didn't play me enough, so I couldn't perform. And I think, consequently, when a guy's out of the lineup, Peary is now back in.
Hayes again. Oh, that just missed. They worked the turnover.
He wants the chance to play. So it's a good response and a good decision by the coaching staff.
Great work by Bukestad and Jokinen here. Bukestad away with it. Sets up good Branson with a wrister right on save. Rebound, Jokinen put it in front. It's cut off.
Well, I tell you, but Bukestad was just waiting with a yawning open net. Had that puck not gone through.
If it got through, I might have been able to stand there and put it in. And that's saying something. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Nikitin's got some legs here from the blue line. Flips one. Luongo blocked it to the corner. Kulikov checked by Hall. Off the stick of Nugent Hopkins. And Brad Boyes, nice clear. Huberdeau, but poked away by Nugent Hopkins. All first-round picks on this line. Hall and Nugent Hopkins were number 1 overall picks in 10 and 11. Panthers selected third both years and took Goodbranson and Huberdeau. I mean, look where the Panthers are. It's been quite a turnaround for them. The Oilers are kind of still spinning their wheels here. They've been playing well of late with points in 5 of their last 6. Knocked away by Huberdeau. Picked up by Fleischmann. With a chance, but he fanned on it. Regains control. Fleischmann double team now. And Everly will flip it in.
14 minutes 32 seconds of 1 post. 9 minutes 39
Hayes from
seconds.
Bukestad and Jokinen at 4:01 as the Panthers on top. This is Fleischmann in front. Bergenheim was all tied up by Ferentz. Pouliot, watched by Ekblad. Campbell spins it around the boards. Back the other way it comes. Ferentz waits at the point. Pouliot now, shot by Yakupov, blocked by Poland. He's got 4 points in his last 5 for Dave Poland for the Panthers. Puck comes to center, checked away from Bergenheim. You hear the linesman, this will be offside. And they're touched by the Oilers, so we get the whistle.
15 minutes.
This will be offside.
15 minutes,
And
14
they're
seconds of 1 hour.
touched by the Oilers, so we get the whistle. First period. The Panthers have the lead. Scotty Upshaw from the area played junior hockey up in Fort McMurray And last night he went back there, the old oil barons, and they retired. Scotty Upshall's junior, number 7. Nice honor for the Panthers forward, and he certainly enjoyed the trip up there. Spoke to the team as well before the game. Honor for the Panthers forward, and he certainly enjoyed the trip up there. Spoke to the team as well before the game.
It'll be against Matthew. Russell turned around the reverse pass, and Kachuk didn't lay up in time. So the first penalty and an early opportunity for the Oilers to get this crowd back on their feet.
Power plays brought to you by...
He certainly enjoyed the trip up. Throws the puck wide. Purcell under pressure here as Dylan Olsen on the pinch. Turn it over in front. The backhander stopped by Scrivens. That was Upshall. Boy, this McKenzie line, they've been super the last few games, doing it again here. Here's McKenzie shooting. It goes high. McKenzie, Upshall, and Kopetsky now. Back on defense as the Oilers get a D. Branson, the first man back. Kopetsky tied up along the boards, works it free from Purcell. Finds Upshall, nice effort to get it deep, and they roll the lines. The Bukestad trio out there.
That effort will get you your jersey retired in junior hockey.
That's true. Hendricks on the shoot-in for the Oilers. Kulikov took a big hit in behind the play as he cleared. He's okay back up.
Solid hit, though.
Here comes Hayes again, who has the goal. Takes a shot, blocker save. Willie Mitchell. Through to Jokinen, but he couldn't handle it. And Hendricks, got thumped solidly there by Willie Mitchell. Avoided most of the hit. Hayes back to cover on D.
That's a little bit of, you hit my defense partner, and I catch you with your head down. I'm coming after you. So, Mitchell had a pretty good hit on Hendricks, who had hit Kulikov earlier.
Bukestad clears. And now Bukestad controls that puck.
You're talking about the game going back and forth. Here's the stat. Only 6 face-offs. And we played 15 minutes almost, 14 minutes in this period. 6 face-offs, that's all.
Quick moving period here. Ekblad at the line.
Somebody's got a busted catch. No penalties called.
Yeah, one thing Gerard Gallant would like to see is the Panthers get more opportunities on the power play. Huberdeau on the steal. Takes a shot. Oh, he rang it off the post. Huberdeau let it rip, and he had him beat. Caught the iron. In front again. It comes all the way out of the zone. That created by Dave Bolin. Forcing the turnover at center. Ekblad, nice up ahead for Bolin. The give to Huberdeau again. Bolin again on the backhand, high over the net. Comes out to center. Good Branson is there. Got it through to Boys. He hits Huberdeau, walking in. Huberdeau shoots, glove save, Scrivens. Jonathan Huberdeau, 5 points in his last 2 games. Nearly had one here. Good start for the Panthers. They have the lead, and they're ahead in the scoring chances, 6-2 as well, Denny.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Oilers have only won 3 times when the opposition scores first. Take a look at this shot. Using the defenseman as a screen, Huberdeau beats Scrivens, but here he goes with a little more time, and he figures, I'm going to go glove side. Well, Ben Scrivens got him on that one. Huberdeau looked back with a bit of a grin. I'm not sure if Jonathan was saying, hey, you beat me, congratulations, or I should have gone short side or stick side again.
Those back-to-back games for Huberdeau out here in Western Canada have been outstanding. Got 9 points in his last 7 games as well. Upcoming shows at the BB&T Center include T.I. featuring 2 Chainz coming up later this month, and then more ahead in February. Ticketmaster.com or 954-835-SHOW for your tickets.
You know, Goldie, Huberdeau has also done it with 3 different centermen in 3 games. it's not an easy thing to do. So he is making things happen on his own. We talked in the open about his confidence. That's all there, and every player is better when you're feeling confident in your game.
That's why you love the opportunity Peary has here tonight. He finds Boys with a shot outside of the post. Head goes up and out of play.
Guys, this is the fastest ice surface in the league. They have the best ice here in Edmonton. There's not a lot going on. There's no basketball, not a lot of concerts. And you can see there's barely any snow on the ice. The players love coming to play here. That puck will sit flat. It's a speed game here in Edmonton because of that ice.
Yeah, we've seen that in this first period, no question.
You know, interestingly enough, the Oilers are still trying to play that big-time skate, pass, and shoot game. A lot of the league has gone past that. And you wonder if Todd Nelson, who's a guy who's played the game before and has had a chance a couple of years in Dallas as an assistant coach, whether or not he is going to try and change his style. There's Todd Nelson right there. It was announced on December 5th. Todd Nelson would take over. Basically, Greg McTavish, the general manager, was behind the bench for a little while, but Todd Nelson then took over on his own. I said Dallas. I take that back. It was Atlanta Thrashers where he was an assistant coach for a couple of years. But he's going to preach a lot of the same things. You've got to be responsible, you know, with one man high, but you want a strong forecheck, and you want to help in your zone. Right now, we've seen the Oilers turn the puck over quite a bit in their own zone.
Oilers top line on, but the Panthers, after the icing, able to clear. And Kopetsky forces him further back. So the
coach, I take that basically Nelson, who's a guy who's played the game before and has had a chance a couple of years in Dallas as an assistant coach, whether or not he is going to try and change his style. There's Todd Nelson right there. It was announced on December 5th. Todd Nelson would take over. Basically, Greg McTavish, the general manager, was behind the bench for a little while, but Todd Nelson then took over on his own. I said Dallas. I take that back. It was Atlanta Thrashers where he was an assistant coach for a couple. Basically, Greg McTavish, the general manager, was behind the bench for a little while, but Todd Nelson then took over on his own. I said Dallas. I take that back. It was Atlanta Thrashers where he was an assistant coach for a couple of years. But he's going to preach a lot of the same things. You've got to be responsible, where he was an assistant coach for a couple of years. But he's going to preach a lot of the same things. You've got to be responsible, you know, with one man high, but you want a strong forecheck, and you want to help in your zone. Right now, we've seen the Oilers turn the puck over quite a bit in their own zone.
Oilers top line on, but the Panthers, after the icing, able to clear. Kopetsky forces him further back, so they're able to complete the change. That's what the kids. Four South Florida hockey rinks are hosting free hockey clinics for kids ages 4 through 10. I saw some of the pictures from this weekend. Peter Worrell out there on the ice with the kids, the former Panther. So you can sign up your child for free at floridapanthers.com/hockey-clinics.
One thing that Todd Nelson said, I read that in the paper and I love it. He said, you've got to take pride in your practices. How true that is. If you go out and practice, we all saw Mike Yeo in Minnesota, how he went nutty on his team because they were practicing poorly. For Todd Nelson to make that statement, already he's putting a tremendously smart message to his Oilers hockey team. You've got to have pride in your practice. It's not a day off. It's a day to work harder so that the game becomes easier.
Panthers right now with the advantage on these Oilers who have been playing well. Bukestad will take the draw after the Oilers icing. Bukestad set up the Hayes goal. Oilers able to control off the draw though. And Longo named to the team as a goaltender. What a year for Roberto. Nugent hopped 1-1. Got another piece of it. Good effort, and the Panthers get it all the way down, but it is icing again on Florida.
And you touched on Luongo being red hot, 7-1-1 in those last 9 games. He's only given up 16 goals in those 9 games. Pretty good numbers. Only 5 goals against his last 5 games. Red hot for Luongo, playing his best hockey of the season. No wonder he's going to the All-Star game.
That is well-deserved, certainly. I mean, he has been super and continues to climb up the all-time charts. Now tied with Hasek for 11th all-time in wins. He's only 2 games behind Jacques Plante in games played for 11th all-time.
You want to know how well he's played? Name the other 3 guys that are going. It's unbelievable. The East has really gotten some outstanding goaltenders, representative with Price and Fleury and Lundqvist.
Hall couldn't get the shot off. That flat all over him. Hall controls again. Hall puts it in front. Luongo finds it.
Little pressure right off the face-off. It's early in the game, not a lot of face-offs, but the one thing the Oilers have done well is they won face-offs. And so Taylor Hall getting the puck and bringing it to the net. He is their leading scorer, already with 11 goals on the season.
They picked first overall in 2010, 11, and 12. Hall, Nugent, Hopkins, and Yakupov. Off the draw, Roy hustles over to play it. Knocked away and stolen away. Brad Boyes sends Huberdeau on his way. Huberdeau cutting in. Boyes picks it up. The return pass, it's skidded right through the slot. Huberdeau in front for Peary, and it's stopped by Scrivens. Oh, Huberdeau really feeling it, set up a chance there for his centerman.
And I tell you, he wanted nothing more than for Brendan Peary.
And Boyes picks it up. The return pass.
He wanted to swim. Eric Huberdeau is doing as well behind the goal line in the offensive zone as he is on top of the goal line.
Well, he is a super passer. There's no question. Even in junior hockey, he piled up the assists. Peary ahead for Boyes. Stolen away. Played on now in this opening period in Edmonton. Panthers try to win 3 in a row for the first time this year. And keep pace with everybody in the East who keep on winning just above them in the standings. Panthers the only team in the East playing tonight. Right now, Boston holds down the 8th spot, 3 ahead of Florida. Remember, the Panthers still have all those games in hand on many teams, tied with the Rangers for the fewest games played. Yakupov, quick shot, Luongo the save. Yakupov has it again. The talented winger holds, turns, puts it wide. Landers put it right in front. Oh, Lander had a good chance there at the goal line. Panthers are able to clear. Oilers come right back in. They're offside, though. Go to PanthersFanRewards.com. You can earn points taking tonight's Game Day Challenge. Play trivia, answer polls. You can win Fox Sports Florida gear. So log on to PanthersFanRewards.com.
You know, this is an old arena when across the ice we're looking at a penalty box. Normally we're looking at the players' benches. Players' benches are right below us here in this building, below the press box. And typically that's not the case. New building here by 2016, they say. The season of 2016. A lot of memories will go down with this building.
Point shot stopped by Luongo. Lander sets up another shot. That was whistled wide, and it carries all the way down. With all the Cups and Gretzky and that whole crew here.
Yeah, well, I won't miss the opportunity to say Nassau Coliseum, also what maybe the oldest building of the bunch. These 2 buildings, great memories of those 80s. Wonder what they'll do in this building here.
Hendricks. Oilers a little push here late in the period. Panthers are able to clear. Nikitin fires back in. And Campbell able to play it. Oilers retreat to the neutral zone. Campbell up the middle. On the wing, Bukestad off his stick. He keeps going. Bukestad pokes it around the boards for Hayes. Looking. Bukestad again through him. Campbell will slide down with a half a minute to go in the period. It's Hayes. Looking in front. Puts it in front. Jokinen high slot with a shot. It skips wide. Clear to the line and then out of the zone. Jokinen taps it back into the Oiler end as the period winds down. Hall couldn't play that cleanly off his skate and out of play, so we'll have one more face-off.
Well, you mentioned to Taylor Hall, not able to play that cleanly. You've got to get the passes up and get them relatively cleanly. You've got a target. That's the teammate's hockey stick. And DeKeaton there had no business putting the stick.
And the period comes to an end.
After 20.
Well, certainly they followed the keys. A lot of offensive zone pressure. Both F1 and defensive pitching. For what we've seen in this game by the Florida Panthers, they haven't spent a lot of time in their own zone. First pass out, second pass out of the zone.
Teams get set for second period action here in Edmonton. We go back into the first, Denny.
You know, we talked about the successes of the first. Obviously, getting the one-goal lead is important. But here, how it all developed. Now you've got an attack where you've got all five guys back, and the Oilers will get the puck in deep. But this is where the Florida Panthers have done well. One pass up the boards, one pass to the centerman, out. That is the way this hockey game has been going for the Panthers. Not a lot of time in the defensive zone. Everybody playing tight, meaning as a five-man unit. Roberto Luongo had 9 shots that he faced in the first period. Not a lot of work, but got to stay on his toes all the time.
Of course, a Panther fan there. That is Dalton Olsen, Dylan Olsen's brother. Taking it in here at Edmonton tonight, wearing his bros jersey. The Olsen fits on the back, same last name, so why not?
Well, you know what, looks a lot alike, too.
Yeah.
Just had a glimpse of him, and he looks just like an Olsen.
Panthers had that shot advantage in the opening period. You know, we talk about the Corsi numbers, the total shots attempted. Panthers at 59%. Outstanding again. They've been good at that all year. More shots attempted than their opponent. 59% is a large number. Anything over 50 is good. And that Bukestad line produced the goal. Jimmy Hayes along with Huberdeau and Ekblad. They each had 2 shots in the first. So here we go in the second.
I didn't time it, Goldie, but it must have been one of the fastest first periods we've seen in a long time. Very clean skating, good passing, and a quick period without a lot of face-offs.
They were moving. No penalties either. Klinkhammer backhands in. Hayes gets checked. Oilers are on it. Looking to get to the front of the net. Poked away by Willie Mitchell. McKeedon just couldn't get the shot away. And now Bukestad trying to get out, and he does. Bukestad has Jokinen with him. Hits a 2-on-1. Jokinen walks in and shoots, and Scrivens makes the save, and then Jokinen shoots from below the goal line, trying to bank it in off the back of Scrivens.
Well, I think he batted that out of the air. But he had so much time because McKeedon, the defenseman, never really came over to try and play it like a 2-on-1. He left Jokinen solely to his goaltender, Ben Scrivens, who made the save.
That line got the goal in the first through the rush through all 3 zones. Here's Hall the other way, and Luongo glove save.
Solely to his goaltender, Ben Scrivens, who made the save.
That line got the goal in the first through the rush through all 3 zones. Here's Hall the other way, and Luongo glove save.
You just cannot take a chance on getting
the goal in the first through the rush through all 3 zones. Here's Hall the other way, and Luongo glove save. Here's Hall the other way, and Luongo glove save.
That's going to take advantage of it. There you'll see as the puck bounces out the other way. Now you've got a challenge by the defenseman right here. But it's not. It's exactly what the Oilers did. And the Oakland and the Florida Panthers almost able to take advantage of it. There you'll see as the puck is almost able to take advantage of it. There you'll see as the puck bounces out the other way. Now you've got a challenge by didn't hit the game, so if you're gonna
around, Fleischman finds it. Fleischman controlling. He'll feed the point. Aaron Ekblad with a wrister, knocked down in front. Bergenheim's on it. Try to go in the middle of the ice for Fleischman. Stolen away by Nugent Hopkins. And he'll float one in. Campbell, first man back. And now taken away by Bergenheim. Bergenheim trying to protect that puck. He and Petrie go to the wall. Bergenheim battling 3 Oilers, and finally Hall feeds Eberle. He moves in with a chance. Everly shoots. Barron's back again for Everly. Stops along the boards. Roy. Peary chases him. Boys plays it to the boards. It's down low again for Hall. Yakupov, quick shot kicked out by Luongo. Edmonton, a little pressure here with this Roy line. Boys along the wall. Try to funnel it out, couldn't do it. Locked down, Yakupov. Here he got back defensively. And now Branson. Puck deflects. Finally gets to center. Roy has been active here in this game. Branson plays it off the wall for Peary. Sets up Upshaw. He overskated for a moment. Boy, the Panthers had an odd man rush there and had gotten through cleanly.
And that happened because there was a bit of a mix-up at the Oiler bench in terms of a line change.
Upshaw races after it. But Clefbaum able to glove it down. Out at center. Yakupov again, the 21-year-old. On the shoot-in. Pouliot controls. Herschel. Olsen cut it off behind the net. The Oilers able to hold it in. Schultz on the pinch. Herschel in the corner. Hit by McKenzie. Branson works on Lander. Point shot here. Gloved by Luongo. Brando. And he will cover up. Well, we had an off day yesterday here at Edmonton, so myself and our director, Mike Rubin, we decided to brave the Canadian winds and snow enough time to take a selfie. How about that?
I don't want to speak badly in Western Canada, but we haven't seen the sky or the sun in about a week.
Yeah, it's tough.
And again, you can see the flurries here. Different place, though, a lot colder than Vancouver here.
You gotta get rid of that Finland too.
Oh, you don't like my hat? My Finland Sochi hat. I got it at the Olympics. All right, here's a chance for the Oilers to wrap around attempt. Luongo stopped Hendricks.
Billy was free.
No, it wasn't. I bought that in the streets of Sochi, actually. Sean Bergenheim wants the hat. He's finished. They have to give it to him before the season ends. Now that Lindsay's taking fashion shots at me. Luongo with a save. You know you're in trouble when Lindsay's getting on your fashion ability.
You know we're in trouble when you're on the road for like 10 days. That's exactly what's happened. And, you know, you take a look at Luongo. Fortunately, very healthy in every aspect. Florida Panthers have struggled throughout the last 10 days or so. Guys get, you know, they get the flu and they get a cold. And Barkov is out of the lineup right now for that very reason. Fortunately, that's not the case for Trocheck or O'Brien. But you had several guys having to deal with it, and without knowing who it is, you got to figure there's some guys out there who are playing with touches of the flu.
This is pressure from the Oilers now. Good start for the period to them, and then Luongo the save. He can't find it, trying to gather it, and it's still loose, and they score. To them, and then Luongo the save. He can't find it, trying to get from the Oilers now. Good start for the period to them, and then Luongo the save. He can't find it. This is pressure from the Oilers now. Good start for the period to them, and then Luongo the save. He can't find it. Shots at me.
That's something you got to get used to with a new building. Mention the goaltending for the Calgary Flames. That's going to be the key as they try to settle themselves in and get themselves back into the playoffs. Last year was just October, November, defensively as a team, but also in goal. They had real problems, and that's why we have a little bit more emphasis on the start for Elliott. Here's McDavid. This is what you're going to get used to, is a lot of extra checks, and you saw McDavid go down back into the Oilers dressing room. We'll keep an eye on that as they're down
10 days or so, guys get you got to figure
Complimentary conference. No,
because the became a Hall of Fame language, and when the puck came into his glove, it bounced out again. See the body language, and when the puck came into his glove, it bounced out again. And had he just put that away, it would have been no play from that on. So Roberto Luongo at this point, he's not the kind of goaltender that bats down the puck with his glove. He usually plays it like a third baseman. The shot was a little bit of an off-speed shot. Maybe that had something to do with it.
Well, 16 shots in the game now already for Edmonton. 7 of those coming in the opening 4.5 minutes of the period. Huberdeau game now already for Edmonton. 7 of those coming in the opening 4.5 minutes of the period. Huberdeau behind the net, pops it out in front. Clear the other way.
And had he just put that away, it would have been
Shot on goal.
no
Stop.
play.
The battle of all critters on the goal line. Meeting left palm. We mentioned the fans, but look at the response. A little bit of a cross-check. Makes 2 good plays around the net, so it didn't look like it was an instant where he was injured or hurt, but you're right, he might have just lost an edge going in. You better get used to that. As you know, as star of the National Hockey League, you're going to get extra attention. You're going to get hit every time you touch the puck if they can catch you.
16 shots in the game now already for Edmonton.
This guy. McDavid is one of the few players who can
16
pick up
shots in the
speed when he
game now
gets the
already
puck.
for Edmonton. 7 of those
As
coming
you know,
in the
as star of the
opening
National
4.5
Hockey
minutes of the
League,
period.
you're going to get extra attention. You're going to get hit every time you touch the puck
The other way,
if they can catch you.
Yakupov racing down the wing. Olsen trying to get back. Branson trying to dig it off the wall. Yakupov comes into play, but it comes out of the zone. 5 minutes gone by here in the second period. Peary hustles after it. Scrivens out of his net. Gives to Ferentz. Pouliot turned it over. Kopetsky. But Ferentz takes it back. Tip to the Panther line. Everly, who just scored the goal, pushes it behind the net. Kulikov is there to play it up the boards. Comes out to center. McKenzie 2-on-2. But McKenzie went down, so that put the play offside. Well, watch the Panthers wrap up this 6-game road trip against the Winnipeg Jets. Tuesday night, the World of Beer in Wellington. Party starts at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Be there. Panthers back home Thursday night. Hope to see at the BB&T Center against the Colorado Avalanche, the start of a 5-game homestand. These Oilers, young talent, coming to town Saturday and then Monday, the Canucks. Kopetsky from the board, stopped by Scrivens. 9-5 up into the World of Beer in Wellington. McKenzie 2-on-2, but McKenzie went down, so that put the play offside. Well, watch the Panthers wrap up this 6-game road trip against the Winnipeg Jets. Tuesday night, the World of Beer in Wellington. Party starts at 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Be there. Panthers back home Thursday night. Hope to see at the BB&T Center against the Colorado Avalanche, the start of a 5-game home. 7 o'clock on Tuesday. Be there. Panthers back home Thursday night. Hope to see at the BB&T Center against the Colorado Avalanche, the start of a 5-game homestand. These Oilers.
Adam Wyson turned the puck over. That's what they want him to do with
Number 35, that's a personal bet.
Gives him a chirp, and you can see the numbers were there, and it's just the extra.
For complimentary October.
Johnny Gaudreau is out on it. Troy Brouwer is a new addition to the power play. Sean Monahan on his 22nd birthday today is the centerman. Dougie Hamilton and Giordano, 2 defensemen back at the blue line and switch sides.
Talent coming to town Saturday and Monday, the Canucks. Go to FloridaPanthers.com, get your tickets. Quite a race in the Eastern Conference already. It's only January, but it's a hot team. Here's Kopetsky with a steal. Saved by Scrivens. Mitchell holds it in for Kulikov. He's Worcester. Scrivens again. McKenzie shoots, and Ben Scrivens has come up with some big stops early in this second period.
Oh my, I tell you what, I think Clefborn was the one that made that little backhand pass. It was already right there. It was Clefborn. Just a turnover. He's got all kinds of white jerseys in the middle of the ice, and this is the result right here. Ben Scrivens not only had to make the save on Upshaw, but the puck stayed in the zone, and Scrivens had to make a second save to bail out his young defenseman. Clefborn is only 21. Kind of a play.
Early, the Eastern holds it in for Kulikov. Hits Rister. Scrivens again. McKenzie shoots, and Ben Scrivens has come up with some big stops early in the second period.
Oh my, I tell you what, I think Clefborn was the one that made that Little backhand pass. It was already right there. It was Clefborn. Just a turnover. That offensive white jersey was on. I think Clefborn was the one that made that little backhand pass. It was already right there. It was Clefborn. Just a turnover. That offensive white jersey in the middle of the ice. And this is the result right here. Ben Scrivens not only had to make the save on Upshaw, but the puck stayed in the zone, and Scrivens had to make a second save to bail out his young defenseman. Clefborn is only 21.
He started on that 2-on-1 with the Jokinen chance. Scrivens made the save. So some big stops for the Oilers. One going here. And there he's 3-0-2 in his last 5 games. We got a good one going here in Edmonton. Tied at 1. Tradition here in Edmonton right now. The Panthers and Oilers tied at 1.
And goalie, one area the Panthers need to be better at is the power play. Gerard Gallant talked to me about it, and he said we need to be better, but he said we need more opportunities. 8 of the last 9 games, they've had 3 power plays or less. They've only had 3 power plays total in the last 2 games. The opposition's had 11. Said we need to put more pressure on the forecheck, have that puck, and draw some more penalties to get our power play going.
Well, so far, no calls either way in this game. No power plays. Hayes in the first, Everly in the second. That's where we are. And the Panthers have had some real good chances here in this second period. Scrivens has made some big saves from in close.
I think Scrivens has really kept this team in there because turnovers have been a few of them, 7 in the first period by the Oilers, and that last one by Clefborn was really dangerous, but couldn't convert.
Hendricks under pressure from Hayes, but he got it through. And Fane clears to center. Ekblad got a stick on it. Fane throws to the Panther line. Good read by Campbell. He sets up Bukestad moving. Bukestad shot deflects. Jimmy Hayes for Jokinen. And now Bukestad. Double team down low. Into the boards by Fane. Jokinen trying to work it free. Jokinen's got it. Back around. Bukestad again. Tipped away. Bukestad will recover to feed Ekblad. Jokinen. Ekblad. Good work by the Panthers. And now Campbell has a look. It goes in! I'm not sure what it hit. Campbell has a look. It goes in! I'm not sure what it hit. It went over the shoulder of Scrivens and Campbell's down low gives the Panthers the lead.
I can't believe it. I think Brian Campbell shot the puck, and then he actually looked back at the bench. And the puck just deflected right over. Yeah, it certainly doesn't hit any one of the Florida Panthers, but what it did is it hit the guy who came to check Brian Campbell, and that's exactly why the puck went in. What a funny situation when Brian Campbell, the puck pieces the back of the net. He then turns back to his Panther bench, because I'm sure they must have been yelling, "You scored!"
What an impressive shift here at ice level. Bukestad, Hayes, those big bodies, they're tough to handle. They were manhandling the Oilers, a lot of puck possession, and then Jimmy Hayes goes right to the front of the net. What he does so well, he screens that goalie, and then Campbell just floats that shot in. The puck has eyes, and the Panthers are in front.
And it's one of those shifts, Billy, you're right, that the stats don't tell the whole story because Hayes and Bukestad don't hit the score sheet, but without them, that goal doesn't happen. Ekblad gets an assist, and so does Jokinen. Jokinen had some good work along the wall along with those two. Ball the other way. Shot blocked by Kulikov. So Campbell's second goal in as many games. Scored in the third period the other night in Calgary.
Well, based on the way he scored, I don't think he's got to shoot the puck hard ever again. Remember the one in Calgary? That was a blooper that dropped in as well.
Just get it towards the net. You know, with the offensive talent that Brian Campbell has, over 82, you know the goals are going to come at some point for him.
Well, he hasn't taken a slap shot in a while, and I think that's a good thing.
Been paired up all season with Aaron Ekblad. Ekblad and Jokinen with some nice work up high to get that puck finally cross ice to create the chance. Boys with the steal. Peary back to Boys. Now to Dylan Olsen. Good response by the Panthers after the Oilers had some pressure on the Cats and got the game tied. Interesting, Ekblad was asked about Brian Campbell. The quote, on the ice, It's like an artist at work. That's what 18-year-old Aaron Ekblad said about Campbell.
Well, I tell you what, Campbell, or I should say Ekblad, is very quick to compliment a lot of other people. Aaron Ekblad is going to go to the All-Star game with a lot of people looking to talk to him and to see just what kind of person he is, because he may be mute to a lot of the talk that has been about him throughout this first half of the season. Quite extraordinary what he has done as an 18-year-old. Don't anybody take it for granted. It's quite amazing.
Kopetsky. To give to McKenzie. Check by Pouliot. McKenzie, nice play to kick it to Kopetsky. And McKenzie again. This line has been super on this road trip. Kopetsky came back in 2 games ago. He along with McKenzie and Upshaw. Here's Ekblad throwing one wide. Kopetsky gathers it in. He gets it solidly. And the Oilers away with it now. Ekblad got his 24th point of the season on that goal. Game number 40 for the Panthers. There have only been 3 rookie defensemen in the last 25 years that have had 50 points in a season. Nick Lidstrom, Vladimir Malakoff, and the last to do it 11 years ago, Marek Zhidlitsky with Nashville. But he wasn't 18 when he did it, I can tell you that. Pouliot goes cross ice, Nikitin. Slap shot, Luongo with a save.
Nor was Lidstrom, none of them.
Does not happen often.
That's why it's so impressive, and we just saw him on the ice there handle Yakupov quite easily in a one-on-one situation. His defensive game doesn't get hurt at all either. You know, he just seems to be able to manage both well.
Well, you know, the Rookie of the Year, and a lot of those awards usually go to the guys with the big numbers. Ekblad's 3rd in the rookie scoring, but to me, what he's done defensively, walking into this league and playing over 20 minutes a night, to me, he's the Rookie of the Year. And it's, I mean, I'm not going to say not close, but for me, it's clear-cut. What he's done defensively is remarkable. You just don't see it.
Well, obviously, you're going to have to change the mind of some Canadians who want Canadian rookies to be recognized.
I was reading one of the papers. Here's Hendricks shooting wide. It didn't even have Ekblad in the top 3, which I find outrageous. Schultz looks in front, tipped away by Mitchell. Oilers with some pressure now in the offensive zone.
I like when you get mad.
Schultz again. Perturbed, a better word, huh, Bruce?
You were mad.
Fairly annoyed. How's that? Purcell. Don't like when the Panthers don't get the respect when they deserve it, and this year they certainly do.
Exactly.
Purcell again. Panthers desperate for a clear or a whistle. And it's pushed out by Dave Bolin finally.
You know, the Panthers have been so much the Panthers in this period. They get scored on, and it ties up the game. And less than 2 minutes after that, they score to regain the lead. Hasn't that been a pattern of this team that shows character?
Last game in Calgary, they answered back twice that Bolin line less than a minute after the Flames scored. Paul handles. Ahead for Eberle, past him, and Campbell. Sends Peary through center. Peary trying to get through to Chef. Now it's Boys with Nugent-Hopkins. Boys to give to Huberdeau. Huberdeau in front for Peary. And Scrivens makes the save. And Eddie covers. 2nd time in the game. Huberdeau has set up Peary for a chance. Panthers have the lead. Ryan Campbell with the goal. Second period here in Edmonton, and on the trip, Ryan Campbell finding some offense.
Well, Brian Campbell told me a few weeks ago, he says, I don't know what it is. I can't seem to get a break. Well, he certainly got a break in Calgary with that shot being high. Look at this floater here. Also goes off a stick before it finds its way behind the Scrivens. This one even more strange because I do believe he had to turn back. Somebody at the bench told him he had scored it. He turned back to look at his teammates and then realized, you're right. You love those goals. Any goal.
Yakupov for Pouliot. Luongo the save, the rebound. Roy played it back to the point. Deflected off the skate by Yakupov. And Pouliot again. Oilers won the defensive zone draw and spending time in the Panther zone. Ferentz plays it back to the point for Roy. Deflected away. Here he got a piece of it. Now Olsen sends it around the wall. Huberdeau battling, trying to get this puck out. It comes back down low one more time. Good Branson trying to settle it down. And then he's forced to ice it. Tonight on Fox Sports Live, they've got all the news from around the world of sports. NFL playoff highlights, NHL highlights, and more. That's Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming on Fox Sports Go.
You know, it's important right now for the Florida Panthers to think killer instinct. I mean, here's a team in Edmonton gained points in 5 of the last 6 games they played.
Off the draw, the shot goes wide. Oh, Nikitin had a good look.
And having a new coach. And as Billy Lindsay was saying a little earlier, you know, you want to impress the coach. You want to let him know that you're ready to play, possibly get a little more ice time. So the Panthers, in my view, at this point, would do well to really press the issue. And as Coach Gallant said, either draw a penalty by driving the net, get him to pull you down. But the killer instinct means they need another goal here for a 2-goal separation.
We have not had a penalty called in this game either way yet as we start to move along here in the second period. So back-to-back icings. It's been a game of waves. The Panthers have had pressure. The Oilers have had the puck in the Panther zone for a couple of extended periods of time. Good run in the
time. Coach, let him know that you're ready to play, possibly get a little more ice time. So the Panthers, Billy Lindsay was saying a little earlier, you know, you want to impress the coach, you want to let him know that you're ready to play, possibly get a little more ice time. So the Panthers, in my view, at this point, would do well to really press the issue. And as Coach Gallant said, either draw a penalty by driving the net, get him to pull you down. But the killer instinct means they need another goal here for a 2-goal separation.
They've not had a penalty called in this game either way yet as we start to move along here in the second period. So back-to-back icings. It's been a game of waves. The Panthers have had pressure. The Oilers have had the puck in the Panther zone for a couple of extended periods of time. Good Branson around. This one goes over. Lander moves in over the line. Plays it back to the point. Now the McKenzie line. That's a good line for Gerard Gallant to try to shift the momentum and get it deep and spend some time in the zone. Schultz unloaded. And they force the Oilers to send it all the way down. Will this be icing? No, they wave it off. Not far enough. Ekblad hands to McKenzie. McKenzie gets the red line. And gets it deep and gives chase. Scrivens. Kopetsky got a piece of it, but Boyd Gordon able to play it. Turn right back to the blue line. Schultz up ahead. And Hendricks backs it in. Ekblad rid of the boards by Klinkhammer. Campbell is there, though. And Upshaw on the clear. Bergenheim on the forecheck. Forced a loose puck, but no Panther was able to gather it in.
That's where you see a little bit of the learning process for the Edmonton Oilers. You know, you get into their trouble, you got to move the puck. There's nobody there. The forwards have got to make themselves available for you, particularly if you're a defenseman under a lot of pressure. That's the key, learning how to play without the puck.
Fleischman pressured by Ferentz along the wall. Nugent-Hopkins knocked away. Eberle picks it up. Eberle trying to get in front. Nugent-Hopkins through his legs to Hall. The shot stopped by Luongo. These three have some talent. They produced the Oiler goal early in the period.
It's a little obvious to say that this is a pretty talented line.
Nugent-Hopkins has a man in front. The backhander, Luongo the save, and then it goes wide. It was the defenseman Ferentz with a couple of golden opportunities. Luongo came up big, making that save. Willie Mitchell on the dump in. Panthers complete the change. Bukestad line out there. Good Branson from the blue line rips one wide. Eberle and then tipped in further by Hall. Those three finally go off for the Oilers. Good Branson with some open space. Gordon off the glass to center. And then Gordon on the shoot-in. Bukestad checked Hendricks. Bukestad takes it away. Bukestad strong here, then the help from Jokinen on the clear, but not clean to Hayes, allows Klinkhammer to flip it right back in. Olsen gives him a shot. And good Branson. Hayes fed to the line. Schultz settles it down for the Oilers. Clock rolls towards 4 minutes left in the period. Picked off by Peary. The give to Boys. Back again for Peary. Too far for Boys, but now he pokes it to Huberdeau. Huberdeau spinning, trying to lose Schultz. Good effort by Jonathan Huberdeau. Peary to Boys. He had his stick tied up and missed the shot.
He got hooked badly there, I think.
Boy, they have created some great chances, this Peary line. Peary again.
You know, Peary hasn't scored for a while. Earlier this year when before the injury, he had 3 goals in 3 consecutive games. Has not scored since then. We're talking about early November now. You've got to know he's pretty hungry.
Nice play by Upshaw. Peary at the line. Ekblad jumping up. He's got it. Ekblad with a chance. It goes high over the net. Ekblad read the play like a book. Ekblad again. Takes a shot. Scrivens the save. The rebound sitting in front. Oilers able to clear the slot.
Yeah, if there's been a line change, that's why you didn't have somebody in front of the net for that rebound.
Good back check there by McKenzie. Crowd getting on the home team a bit now. Clock continues to go. Continuous play with 3 left in the period. Boy, Ekblad reads that play offensively. Knows that time to jump up so well. Seen it all season from him. Free puck to Purcell. Nikitin waiting. Still waiting. Never pulled the trigger. Fans don't like it. Nikitin still with the puck. Now the Oilers turn in the Panther zone. Mitchell got it to the point. Purcell pressured by Hayes. Hayes stays with it. Comes to McKenzie and finally over to Mitchell. But the Panthers still can't get out. And Mitchell goes off the glass and it does carry into the bench for a whistle. Roberto Luongo, the All-Star, came up big here to keep us tied. Roberto Luongo has 19 saves tonight. He's made a few dandies, including our ADT defensive play of the game.
You know, you often hear the broadcaster talk, what a big save it is. Well, obviously it's a big save if you stop a goal. But when you're only leading by 1 goal in a 2-1 hockey game, this is a big save by Roberto Luongo. As a matter of fact, it's our ADT defensive play of the game.
And he's done that so many times this year, whether up a goal, down a goal, so many key situations. Made that big save.
Yes, you've got a hockey team that is led by a lot of young players. And I just talked to general manager Greg McTavish, and of course he's trying to build this team up and bring it back to the glory days. And, you know, it obviously takes time. But at the moment, for the Florida Panthers, you don't want to let the kids get all excited about playing hockey. The top line, I think there's not one of them that's older than 23 years old. You don't want them to get excited, and then you add the skill that they already have and cause some problems.
Hendricks goes behind the Panther net. Deflects up to the point for Ferentz.
Another turnover. Tyler Pitlick takes advantage.
Transition game, and sometimes simpler is better. This is a simple play where you're looking for pass all the way, and instead of making the pass, the quick release gets under the arm of Elliott. For Elliott, a disappointing start. This one goes right underneath. He overplayed it to the outside, and it found
Hendricks goes behind the Panther
the elbow.
Deflects out to the point for Ferentz.
5-year pro and just about every time he gets close to being a regular, he's been hurt. He's in this
As a matter of fact, it's our ADT defensive player of the game.
And he's done that so many times this year, whether up a goal, down a goal, so many key situations. Malongo again. Deflects up to the point for Ferris. Point shot, Malongo again. Oilers with pressure. And now for the first time, a little pushing and shoving in front. We saw that on Friday. So the All-Star game in Columbus. One of the 6 goaltenders.
Now, there's a bit of a story there. New coach, obviously, different style of play, a little more offense. And you thought that maybe they'll give up a little on the defensive side. Pecorino has been as good as anybody in the NHL. He's got the defensive side where it is. And of course, they're having an outstanding season in Nashville. And Carey Price, we know how Montreal is playing. Boy, goaltending is huge. We've seen that here in South Florida.
Oilers win the battle off the draw, get another shot on goal. So Edmonton coming on now the last few minutes again.
Well, I'll tell you exactly why. I mean, the fact is they're winning 64% of the faceoffs, and it's not a clean faceoff win. So you see where both wingers, Taylor Hall, number 4, Everly, number 14, both came in to help out win the draw, and here they go winning again.
And Schultz has the puck. Kulikov stole it away from Everly. Bolin. And the Panthers are able to clear.
You know, that's the 12 seconds, 14 seconds before the Panthers could get the puck back.
Hall at the line in front, Nugent-Hopkins, and he misses. Little opening there for the Oilers. Hall got in behind the D. Schultz over to Klefbom, and the shot goes wide. Big bounce off the end boards. Kulikov had his stick tied up. It allows Hall to take the puck. Hall strong to the front of the net. And now a penalty. And it will be on the Panthers. Our first penalty of the game.
You know,
towards the net. And Bukestad able to get the clear. Mitchell now jumps on, so does Campbell. And stolen by Bukestad, trying to catch up to it. But Schultz threw it out to center. Nugent-Hopkins the touch pass. Pouliot. Net by Campbell, picked up by Hall. And we got a whistle. That puck deflected out of play.
Again, Goldie, I was wrong.
Hard for you to say, huh?
Well, forget what I said. I thought, you keep your defense pairs together, but Florida Panthers elected to go with the experience on the second unit killing the penalty. So that's why you had Mitchell out there with Campbell.
Kulikov in the box. Nugent-Hopkins and Bolin will take this face-off. And
Wasn't wrong, by the way. I wasn't wrong. It was just a choice by...
When it wasn't called,
your pairs.
Happens once in a blue moon. Panthers lead.
All right. 5 thoughts in this period, 20 minutes. You take everything you want away and look at Roberto Luongo. Yes, 2-1 hockey game. The Florida Panthers took the lead after Oilers tied it. But it's Roberto Luongo's save on the EVP save of the game, defensive play of the game, that I think was key here because it was late in the period and it kept the Panthers leading by 1.
JetBlue has the Panthers road ahead and one more for the road. Tuesday night in Winnipeg, we're on the air at 8 o'clock. The Panthers and the Jets, and then finally the Cats get back home. Big games for the BB&T Center, where the Panthers are 6-1-2 in their last 9 on home ice. Colorado Thursday, and these Oilers on Saturday night. Panthers here trying to finish off the Edmonton Oilers, who had a push there in the second period. And the Panthers Have the 2-1 lead headed to the
The
third.
season went on for the Oilers.
Well, the Panthers are still staying true to their teams. They make it tough on other
Right off
teams.
the hop.
The Florida Panthers deep in the zone, shoot on
Against Edmonton in the NHL last season, so both goaltenders are
and
brand
they're
new.
very good on the boards. I mean, the word here in the press box for
backed up
people
by
on
Chad
the team the Panthers play
Chad
is,
Talbot got
boy, they
better
know
as
how
the
to check,
season
don't
went
they?
on for the
Well,
Oilers.
absolutely.
But they need him
And
to be
David
good
Strong
right off the
is
hop.
also nice
Early
to
in the
watch
season
this
this
play in
time
particular.
around.
Under
Referee
pressure,
short of Brian Buckner and Kyle Raymond during JT's on Peter.
He doesn't feel any pressure.
And we're ready for hockey for the first time in Rogers Place.
And gets the
Connor
puck
McDavid's on the ice with his new line mates Milan Lucic on the right.
goal.
The Panthers' numbers when they penalty. It's the only penalty in the game. With 48 seconds remaining in the period on the penalty kill, Kulikov still with 48 seconds remaining on his penalty. It's the only
In the third period, in this third period.
0% critical score.
Now here we go in the third. Bowling out there with Jokinen. Goodbranson and Mitchell. Taylor Hall. Give the Nugent Hopkins and back. Tipped away by the skate of Bolin. Everly, who has the Oiler goal. Sets up Schultz with a wrister save by Luongo. Schultz again. Everly. Cross ice. Gets all the way through to Hall. Now Nugent Hopkins turns and shoots Luongo. Another save. Everly try to play it. It skips back to the point, and Schultz has forced out. The Kulikov penalty winding down. Hall right back in. Oh, big hit by Goodbranson. Taken by Everly. Sharp angle shot. Nugent Hopkins controls now. Takes a sharp angle shot and Luongo stops. Kulikov is out of the box. The Panthers did the job. The only penalty in the game either way. They put 2 shots on goal. Luongo stopped him.
Now, this is when you put away the statistics. You don't even look at them. 27th power play in the NHL for the Oilers. But you don't want to look at those stats. Just like the third period stats we showed you. Oilers without a win when they trail after 2. You don't want to be thinking of that. This is a close hockey game.
Now, the Panthers have been super all season long in third periods defensively. They just don't give up much. Especially when they're in these one-goal games.
Not that that's strange. One-goal games.
They're used to it, aren't they? They had another one on Friday that they won. The Florida Panthers this year, remarkable. 14, 3, and 9 in one-goal games. A super record, and of course, the high number of them. Points in 23 of 26 of them. Now at the point, Fane couldn't handle it. Huberdeau putting the pressure on Fane. Fane able to unload it. Skipped off the back of his own net and allowed Boys to step in to work it free. And a penalty. Huberdeau got hit hard. That is interference, and we hope Huberdeau's okay.
I tell you what, if Huberdeau is in...
Huberdeau putting the pressure on Fane. Fane able to unload it. Skipped off the back of his own net and allowed Boys to step in to work it free. And a penalty. Huberdeau got hit hard. That is interference, and we hope Huberdeau's okay.
I tell you what, if Huberdeau is injured, that could be more than a 2-minute for interference. That is a judgment call by the referee, Francis Charon.
Huberdeau okay, shaking it off and getting to the bench.
Edmonton number 5.
I mean, I really don't know how Mark Fane didn't realize that the puck had long gone. Watch what happens right here. Fane telling you that is as much of a pick interference and dangerous as you will find. And as I tried to explain, the referee does have latitude. He could call more than a 2-minute penalty on that kind of a play. Intent to injure wouldn't have been a bad thought.
Panthers get their first power play. Aaron Ekblad sets it up for Campbell. Cross ice feed. Bukestad off the boards. Ekblad again and Bukestad again. Moving and shooting. Loose in front. Oh, Scrivens a great save. Campbell trying to get to the rebound. Scrivens robbed UC Jokinen right on the doorstep.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they call him the professor. I guess sometimes he really figures it out.
Jokinen 2 assists already in the game and nearly had the goal there. Remember, he had that great chance in the 2-on-1 in the second period as well. Jokinen right in on Scrivens, who has made some big stops. Now the Peary line is on for Florida. Huberdeau has been red hot. Points last 2 games, he got 5 of them. See if they can get him set up. He hit the post earlier in the game as well. Halfway through the power play now. Oilers putting the pressure on. Boys digs it free. They give to Huberdeau at center. And up ahead for Peary crossing the line. Boys around, but it took a hop over Huberdeau's stick, but Branson stepped in. But now Ferentz has a lane. A great chance right off the bat on the power play, and now the Panthers trying to get set back up. Kulikov had to go off his skate, but Branson throws it back down low. Huberdeau trying to gather it in. Took a hit. Kulikov down the boards. Peary under heavy pressure. Boys picks up the puck. Looking in front. Never got it through, though. Huberdeau with a check. Able to hold it in for Kulikov. Good effort by Huberdeau. It bounces in front, then cleared out of the slot, and that'll do it. So the Panthers with a great chance there early in the power play. Unable to score. It remains a one-goal lead. Bergenheim finds Bolin. Offside call. Panthers were in early.
The one thing that worked on that power play was that they did win the first faceoff. And then it turned into a shot on goal, 2 shots opportunity. After that, the Florida Panthers never really got a chance to set up. A little bit of a story about this game. The Panthers have been way behind in faceoff victories. That is not normal. The Oilers, 63%, have been much better.
And Boyd Gordon through 2 periods was 10 for 10 for Edmonton. Bergenheim works along the wall here down low, but it's stolen away by Nugent Hopkins. Everly leaves it for Hall. Tipped by Dylan Olsen. And then tipped away by Willie Mitchell. Campbell and Ekblad trying to jump on. They got the partial change. Mitchell's still out there. Now he'll get to the bench. Campbell gets the red line. The McKenzie line on for the Panthers. Out in front, Kopetsky scores! McKenzie to Kopetsky! Mitchell's still out there. Now he'll get to the bench. Campbell gets the red line. The McKenzie line on for the Panthers. Out in front, Kopetsky scores!
Another turnover. Tyler Pitlick takes advantage.
This is almost a bad read by Larson. He gets caught flat-footed, allows his man to go through, but what a play by Russell breaking it up. Quick transition game, and sometimes simpler is better. This is a simple play where you're looking for pass all the way, and instead of making the pass, the quick release gets under the arm of Elliott. For Elliott, a disappointing
pass to Kopetsky, perfectly placed. And boy, that's a good reward for a guy who works hard.
And it's going to be on Upshaw. All of a sudden, they're calling a line. That line finally gets rewarded. They've been super the last few games on the trip. The Oilers will get a power play. A great save. Another chance, and they score. Super. All of a sudden, they're calling a lot. That one finally gets rewarded. They've been super the last few games. All of a sudden, they're calling a lot. But that line finally gets rewarded. They've been super the last few games on the trip. The Oilers will get a power play. Roy in front. Luongo with a great save. Another chance, and they score a lot. But that line finally gets square one.
The bench, but the net.
Delayed penalty. They got the goaltender pulled, and they scored. Kulikov in his own end. Pouliot from Roy and Nikita. Hayes. Huberdeau. High over the net. Brandon Peary trying to gather it in, but it rolled on him. Here comes Taylor Hall down the wing. Centering pass. Petrie circles the net out in front. He's got a look. Luongo way out, got a piece of it. It's loose and Olsen blocked it away off the goal line in midair. Oilers putting the pressure on. Peary trying to clear. Here comes Huberdeau. Moving with Boys, looking for a 2-on-1. Boys moving and waiting and shooting and hit the crossbar. Oh, Boys had Scrivens.
Now people are starting to think of the 80s.
Boys again. This one goes wide. Whoa, what chances both ways. What a defensive play by Dylan Olsen in behind Luongo in the blue paint.
It's that left-hand highlight again. Didn't work for him in the other game where he got penalized, but this one he saved a goal.
And then the Panthers, for the third time, hit the post tonight. Wow. It remains 3-2. Fleischmann. Sean Bergenheim swing and a miss. Campbell played it back around for Bergenheim. The poke over to Bull and puts it out in front. Tipped away. Nice play by Fleischmann on the poke check. It came right through the slot, and Purcell's got it for the Oilers. Frazier plays it in off the wall. Ekblad, the first man back. They've exchanged goals here in the third after they exchanged goals in the second. Hayes, Campbell, and Kopecky for the Panthers. Ooh, McKenzie went down hard, and that's a penalty on Ferentz. Suddenly the power plays going both ways. 11:39 left in Edmonton. The Panthers and the Oilers got a good one going in the third. Action, back and forth we go. The Panthers still up a goal, and they're going on the power play.
Things have turned up here in the third period. Panthers get their second chance on.
Action, back and forth we go. The Panthers still up a goal, and they're going on the power play.
Things have turned up here in the third period. Panthers get their second chance on their power play. They need to do some damage trying to extend this lead. In behind the net, Derek McKenzie. Hard on that forecheck. Wins that foot race. He gets hauled down by Ferentz. Just takes the legs out right from under him. That's a hustle play by McKenzie. That's what you expect. Ferentz will be in the sin bin for a couple of minutes.
The Panthers had that one good chance in their last power play early on from Jokinen. And then as it ended, right after it ended, the Panthers scored on the Kopecky goal, but Pouliot came back 32 seconds later.
This is forward drills and skills,
on the ice, Aaron Ekblad has been on the ice for 47 of the 94 Panther goals scored this season, including all 3 goals tonight. I'm not very good at math, but I think I can put that one together. That's 50%. He's on the ice for Panther goals. Pretty amazing stat for Ekblad.
Yeah, been remarkable. Another point tonight with an assist. So here we go on the power play. Bjugstad, Jokinen, and Hayes up front. They want to get set up and get Hayes to the front of the net.
You know, the only thing they don't do with Ekblad is they don't really let him kill penalties.
Campbell, as they get set up. Hayes is out in front. Jokinen hit the skate of Fane. Now Bjugstad with a chance. He hit the outside of the net. Jokinen again at the dock. Campbell up high. Good looking setup here. Jokinen in front, tipped by Hayes. It went wide.
I think he may have tipped it wide.
Ekblad spins and gives to Bjugstad. Hayes stolen away and cleared all the way down. And the Panthers will change.
You know, the Bjugstad line, I mean, it's just a personal kind of observation. Would really like to see Bjugstad lined up to shoot more. Bjugstad's got a bullet wrist shot. A bullet wrist shot.
Huberdeau feeds Peary. And Peary sets up Ekblad in the slot shot. Hit a man in front and went wide. I believe it hit Huberdeau. Huberdeau in front. It goes through to Ekblad. Another good look saved by Scrivens. Huberdeau on the rebound. The give to Boys. Back to Huberdeau. Over to Peary, but it's out of his reach. He's able to save it, though. Campbell at the point. Good looking power play. Can they cash in? It's Ekblad again with a shot. Goes wide. Peary to Huberdeau. In front for Boys. He couldn't get a stick on it.
You know what? I don't think Boys had a stick down. That stick should never leave the ice when you're around the net.
Here comes Peary. It's Boys again on the wing. Waiting. Looking. Bergenheim finally joins the play off the bench. Dmitry Kulikov. Boys at the dot, pressure to give to Goodbranson. Kulikov fakes the shot. It's Peary again. Bergenheim is side of the net at the goal line. He's got it. Bergenheim puts it in front, knocked down. Bergenheim again. It's underneath. And Fane has it trapped. Oh, and then Goodbranson takes a big cross check. And Goodbranson and Hendricks. It's underneath. And Fane has it trapped. Oh, and then Goodbranson takes a big cross. Fakes the shot. It's Peary again. Bergenheim is side of the net at the goal line. He's got it. Bergenheim puts it in front, knocked down. Bergenheim again. It's underneath. And Fane has it trapped. Oh, and then Goodbranson takes a big cross check. And Goodbranson and Hendricks. Hendricks just chopped at him and dropped the gloves. You know, Eric Goodbranson, one tough customer. He's willing to dance.
Well, Hendricks is that guy that works hard, energy. He will fight, as you can see, also leads the Oilers in hits. So he brings a little bit of that physical play when it's needed. And Goodbranson, my goodness, he came back from being sick, and he was outstanding, playing the most minutes in Calgary.
It is heating up in Edmonton. 9:30.
So he brings a little bit of that physical play when it's needed. And Goodbranson, my goodness, he came back from being sick, and he was outstanding, playing the most minutes in Calgary.
Gloves. You know, Eric Goodbranson, one tough customer. He's willing to dance.
Well, Hendricks is that guy that works hard, energy. He will fight, as you can see, also leads the Oilers in hits. So he brings a little bit of that physical play when it's needed. And Goodbranson, my goodness, he came back from being sick, and he was...
You know, Hendricks. And Fane has it trapped. Oh, and then Goodbranson takes a big cross check. And Goodbranson and Hendricks. Hendricks just chopped at him and dropped the gloves. You know, Eric Goodbranson, one tough customer. He's willing to dance.
Well, Hendricks is that guy that works hard, energy. He will fight, as you can see, also leads the Oilers in hits. So he brings a little bit of that physical play when it's needed. And Goodbranson, my goodness, he came back from being sick, and he was outstanding, playing the most minutes in Calgary.
It is heating up in Edmonton. 9:37 to go. Hendricks and Goodbranson, 5 each for fighting at 10:23 of the third. Panther season ticket holders, thanks for watching tonight, and our code word is hockey. Log on to mypanthersrewards.com and put in the broadcast code in the next. Boys at the dot, pressure to give to Goodbranson. Kulikov.
1 hour, 20 minutes.
Weisberg doesn't have a hockey stick.
Kulikov shooting wide. And a little more out. I'm working with Everly. Everly's got it. Point shot. Oh, Luongo got hit by Hall.
Weisberg doesn't have a hockey stick. That's not a good news. 5 on 5.
Work along the boards. Mitchell pokes it to the point. It's held in. The shot goes high. And then Boland goes.
Two goals in the game. And they are tied at 3.
Here's Kulikov shooting wide. Pouliot made it a 1-goal game, I should say, and that's where we are. It is heating up in Edmonton. 9:30. Panther season ticket holders, thanks for watching tonight, and our code word is hockey. Log on to mypanthersrewards.com and put in the broadcast code in the next 24 hours. Panthers have never trailed. They led 1-0 on the Hayes goal after one. Everly tied in the second. And a little more than 2 minutes later, Campbell gave the Panthers a 2-1 lead headed to the third. Petske made it 3-1, and then half a minute later, Pouliot tied it. Here's Kulikov shooting wide, or Pouliot made it a 1-goal game, I should say, and that's where we are. The Oilers got it tied once. Bergenheim working with Everly. Everly's got it. Point shot. Oh, Luongo got hit by Hall.
Weisberg doesn't have a hockey stick. That's not a good news. 5 on 5.
Work along the boards. Mitchell poked it to the point. It's held in. The shot goes high. And then Bolin goes down. He's shaken up.
And Fleischman has no stick. Oh, boy. It's a break. The puck goes out of the zone. Bolin and Fleischman will go to the net, to the bench and get a replacement.
Panthers came in, tied with Chicago and Los Angeles. Fewest goals allowed in the NHL in the third period. The Oilers do have one. McKenzie throws it out to center. This is the line that created what is now the go-ahead goal. McKenzie and Upshaw, the assists on the Kopetsky goal. And this one off Pouliot's stick into the netting and out of play.
You know, they might see a little more ice time in this third period. There's 8:26 remaining in the period. I just look at the amount of roll that Coach Gallant has in his four lines. This line has played the fewest minutes, and they're a hard-working line. They're also the line, as you know, McKenzie that drew the penalty, therefore the power play. So we'll see if they're still rolling or whether or not the bench gets shortened here for the Florida Panthers remaining 8:20.
Pouliot scored the goal on a delayed penalty. That made it a 3-2 game. Here's Bukestad. Turning it up the boards. Pouliot cut it off. Ference. Shot there deflected away by Jussi Jokinen, who has 2 assists in the game and has had a couple of glorious chances. Very active offensively tonight for Jokinen.
I tell you what, the Oilers have made a couple of adjustments to their game. In the offensive zone, they muddle up the neutral part of the ice, the middle of the ice. Panthers are not coming out as cleanly in the third period as they were in the first period. I believe that's been an adjustment made by the Oilers coaching staff as this game wears on, and the Panthers now don't seem to have that guy open in the middle lane going out of their own defensive zone.
The icing call, so the face-off back in the Panther zone. Kulikov plays it, waits patiently. Bukestad able to get it out. Jokinen battling Nugent Hopkins and feeds it back to his own line. Hall. Tipped by Campbell. And Peary is back. Boys poked it into the Edmonton zone. Here comes Everly. And he'll circle back, watched by Huberdeau. Both Huberdeau and Boys had some great chances. They both hit the post in this game. Huberdeau back in the first, Boys here in the third. Hall and Mitchell. Nugent Hopkins and Kulikov now battling. And Kulikov knocked it away to Huberdeau. And Nugent Hopkins wouldn't let Huberdeau free. Nugent Hopkins is in. Purcell with a shot right on. Luongo's got it.
Another one-goal game. Panthers have fared well in one-goal games all season long. They've gotten points in 23 of their 26 one-goal games. Record is 14-3-9 on the season for the Edmonton Oilers. Not quite as good. 5-7-9. The Panthers have the advantage. Panthers have played 26 of 39 games decided by one goal. There used to be an end to this situation.
It is amazing. Point shot blocked away by Fleischman. Broken stick, he gets another at the bench. Left bomb with a lead pass and then the shoot-in. Olsen, nice little tip over to Fleischman. Lead pass for Bolin. Bolin tracks it down, has a man in front, Bergenheim, but it's stolen away. It would have been real tough to get that pass through.
Well, shifts are getting a lot shorter now for the Panthers. That's a good thing.
Frazier with a shot. Luongo the save, and he's got it under his glove. And Campbell clearing Frazier out of there. And Purcell getting into it with Olsen. McKenzie as well in the scrum.
And Kopetsky came in to help out Campbell. Little rough stuff. All night the puck has been going up and down the ice pretty fast. The Oilers sure turn it around quickly. And right here again, the puck is being bobbled a little bit by Roberto Luongo. It's not a clean end of a play. That's why you have the Oilers still driving to the front of the net. There you see the puck sitting there. And then the Florida Panther defense do what defensemen have to do. Take those guys out of the way. No respect.
And that's right in front of me, and too, you're right. They jump in right away. Luongo's bobbling that puck, but you got to get those players out of there. Panthers did an excellent job of clearing those players out. Luongo able to get that puck and freeze it.
And you noticed as well, right, Billy? I mean, if you do it right, the referees don't call penalties.
Exactly. Just play it smart and get it out. The Panthers have been good at that all year.
Schultz at the point over to Klefbom. He'll wind up and fire. He missed wide. All in deep. Gets free. Sets up Everly. Blocked by Scotty Upshaw. Big play. The Everly, Hall, Nugent-Hopkins line in the offensive zone. And Kopetsky blocked it. Kulikov. Oh, Nugent-Hopkins with a back check. But Kulikov is able to clear. Oilers putting pressure on now. Luongo's got 30 saves on the night. Free puck at center. Yakupov speeds in, down the wing, takes a shot high. And it carried out of play. Another big finish coming up for the Florida Panthers. Up by a goal late in the third. The Panthers trying to do their thing, close the game out late. They've got a 3-2 lead on the Edmonton Oilers here in the third. We came into the third, the Panthers led 2-1. They would add to the lead. Thomas Kopetsky from McKenzie, but then the Oilers just half a minute later on a delayed penalty would answer back to make it a one-goal game. Here's a look at the numbers. The Oilers, the big shot total. They had 9 shots in the first period, 14 in the second, and they've added more to that, 9 more here in the third.
Number 93 in black, keep an eye on him, not just tonight, but for several years. First round draft pick in 2011. As a matter of fact, first overall. He is the centerman right now that has more ice time per game than any centerman in the NHL. Here in Edmonton, they're giving him a chance to be great. Claude Giroux of the Flyers has fewer. So does Taves. So does Crosby.
Big play by Bukestad, who gets the feed from Jokin and walks in and hammers one. Oh, the back check by Pouliot. Didn't quite get all of it. Bukestad dug it free in his own zone and then came up with a scoring chance. Strong effort there by Bukestad. He and his line go off on a change. 4:40 to go. Stolen away by Fleischmann. Flips it in. Ferentz could handle it. Bergenheim shoots. He scores! Bergenheim! And then came up with a scoring chance. Strong effort there by Bukestad. He and his line go off on a change. 4:40 to go. Stolen away by Fleischmann. Flips it in. Ferentz could handle it. Bergenheim shoots. He scores! Bergenheim, another hit. He and his line go off on a change. 7-1 assist Friday, and the win over Calgary gets a big one there. Klefbom fires save. Fleischmann clears the slot. He's able to get it out. Sean Bergenheim, 7 goals on the year, 6 over the night.
1 hour, 2 seconds. Seek slider at 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Nikitin and Schultz having some trouble. The forecheck from the Peary line. And Goodbranson able to play it. The Panthers try to win 3 in a row for the first time this year. And go to 4-1 on this road trip. McKenzie got it deep again. McKenzie on the forecheck. Now they'll complete the change, and McKenzie's line mates jump on. Here comes Klinkhammer. Lead pass, the stretch for Lander. He couldn't reach it. And that's icing on the Oilers with 3:17 to play.
Give a shot at his own blue line to try and skate through 2 opposing players.
Neil Yakupov, he's minus 17 on the season coming into this game. And that's just a terrible play. The Oilers have been their own worst enemy this evening, creating a lot of turnovers. Panthers taking advantage of it. But Neil Yakupov, only 4 points his last 26 games, and that's a terrible turnover.
Well, the Panthers have done this to a lot of teams this year. Everywhere we go, all they talk about is, boy, that Panther team, they're quick. They force a lot. And of late. The goals are starting to come. McKenzie with a shot right on. And we're down to 2:36. The Rangers.
The conference, that wild card spot. Everybody's talking about it, and it's still early January.
Well, they've been saying that about the Panthers, too. When they look at the Panthers trekking them, they're like, those guys don't lose. You know, since the first month of the season, the Panthers are 15-6-5. That's points in 20 of 26. They're 2 minutes away from finishing this one. Upshaw dumps it down again. Scrivens was trying to get off. They're trying to get that goaltender out of there to give themselves a chance with the extra skater. Fleischmann got the assist on the Bergenheim goal. How about Fleischmann now? 4 points in 4 games. Perking up offensively. How huge is that? Here comes Bergenheim. Able to track it down. Bergenheim killing some time. It's Bergenheim time down low. Using those strong legs. And Fleischmann helps him out. Back again for Bergenheim. Clock continues to roll. Panthers have him pinned in the zone here. Paul. Bergenheim going to go off on a change. Scrivens heading to the bench. Oilers get the extra skater on. The net is empty. Kulikov wraps it around and gets it out to center. 1:15 left. Jokinen out there with Huberdeau and Peary. Funnel to center, Roy, and the shooting never got the red line, so that's icing. Oh, a mistake there by Derek Roy. 1:02 to go. Fans, the Panthers are heading home later this week, and hey, it's a great way to see. Let's face it, we're in playoff hockey already. A number of different packages for you. Panthers tickets. Go to FloridaPanthers.com.
Now, Todd Nelson's got a lot of work ahead of him. There are a lot of young players with incredible amount of talent, but you can't do it by yourself on the ice, so they don't seem to use each other very well.
Scrivens is going off again, but we get another icing on the Oilers. Place is pretty much emptying out now as the Panthers try to close this game out.
Left side of your screen right there, Greg Ramsey. Left side of your screen right there, Greg Ramsey. Here's a guy in South Florida knows. He was there in the early 90s. As a matter of fact, 93 with Roger Nielsen, one of the first assistant coaches of the Florida Panthers.
McKenzie won that draw. Kopetsky will just swing it back in deep. Panthers with 4 different goal scorers again tonight. 3 different lines scored and a defenseman in Campbell. And the net is empty one more time for the Oilers. Olsen with the hit. Kopetsky trying to dig it out of there. Pouliot in the corner. Hit by Goodbranson. That's going to be a penalty. They're going to get Goodbranson on the call.
There's no doubt there.
Nugent Hopkins goes over. Not sure what he's going to do against Eric Goodbranson. Not much.
I think if Eric Goodbranson looked at a 100-pound weight or 150-pound weight, he wouldn't really know the difference. That's how strong he is. And I think that's a little bit of what not up against the boards to protect himself. This doesn't look good here because the choice should have been easy for Goodbranson. Just don't take that hit. The numbers are in front of you. But he gets a 2-minute penalty, and Florida Panthers now probably their best face-off centerman. But you know, this is a team game. The coach has got to call.
Play keyboard.
Hey, we've learned these games.
The Oilers have called it, yeah.
These games are never over. The Oilers are going to try to set something up. Billy, this is a 2-man advantage with the power play and the goalie pull.
It is. It is. You're going to try and have to win a face-off. Get your best face-off man in there and try and clear that puck out. Panthers goal scoring, touching on a goalie has picked up. Panthers now 31 goals in their last 9 games. That's about 3.5 goals per game, including 16 goals in their last 4 games. The offensive production's coming up. 2-man advantage. The Oilers coming on the ice. Derek McKenzie, the best face-off man for the Panthers, will take the draw. But you win that draw, the Panthers should win this game.
I think if Derek McKenzie wasn't named Derek McKenzie, they named him Jack Russell.
6-on-4 advantage for the Oilers. Power play in the net empty.
If Derek McKenzie wasn't named Derek McKenzie, they named him Jack Russell.
6-on-4 advantage for the Oilers. Power play in the net empty. Oilers win the draw. Petrie fires, deflected by Pouliot. High off the glass, it stays in play. Mitchell over to McKenzie. They couldn't clear, the shot right on, blocked away. 15 to go. Everly down low. Everly in the slot. Nugent Hopkins broke his stick. Hall's got it. Time winding down. In front again. Clear to the boards by Kulikov.
About the one that wasn't called.
The Panthers have won 3 in a row. First time this year.
First game at Rogers Place on Scotiabank Wednesday Night Hockey. Oilers by 2 through 2. Here's Darren Millard. Jim. By 1.
JetBlue has the Panthers road ahead and one more for the road. The 6-1 Panthers headed to the third.
For overtime.
Well, the Panthers have still stayed true to their game. They make it tough on other teams. The Florida Panthers deep in the zone, shoot on the net. They've gained control of the puck, and they're very good on the boards. I mean, the word here in the press box for people who haven't seen the Panthers play is, boy, they know how to check, don't they? Well, absolutely. And big and strong is also nice. But watch this play in particular. Under pressure, sure. Little tap back. He's 18 years old, folks. He doesn't feel any pressure.
Period on the. It's the only penalty in the game. There's the Panthers' numbers when they lead after 2 periods of play. When they're lead or tied, they've done a great job at getting points. And the Edmonton Oilers, well, they don't have many wins this year overall, so there's their record when they trail after 2.
And they have struggled, the Oilers, in the third period. Panthers here just got to continue to attack, kill this penalty, and then get back after it. And again, what I touched on earlier, that balanced ice time, 3 games in 4 nights, I think will help the Panthers here in this third period.
Now here we go in the third. Bowling out there with Jokinen. Goodbranson and Mitchell. Taylor Hall. Give the Nugent Hopkins and back. Tipped away by the skate of Bolin. Everly, who has the Oiler goal. Sets up Schultz with a wrister save by Luongo. Schultz again. Everly. Cross ice. Gets all the way through to Hall. Now Nugent Hopkins turns and shoots. Luongo another save. Everly try to play it. It skips back to the point, and Schultz has forced out. The Kulikov penalty winding down. Hall right back in. Oh, season 3 step.
That is a judgment call.
Got him handling. Huberdeau putting the pressure on Fane. Fane able to unload it. He just skipped off the back of his own net. Allowed boys to step in to work it free. And a penalty. Huberdeau got hit hard. That is step in to work it free. And a penalty. Huberdeau got hit hard. That is interference, and we hope Huberdeau's okay.
I tell you what.
With an overtime winner, 4-3 in the final. 32 seconds into overtime.
Another turnover. Tyler Pitlick takes advantage. 200. And this is almost a
Huberdeau is injured. That could be more than a 2-minute for interference. That is a judgment call. No, Mark Fane didn't realize
sometimes
that the puck
simple is better. This is a simple play where you're looking for pass all the way, and instead of making the pass, the quick release gets under the arm of Elliott.
Still in January.
A disappointing start. This one goes right underneath the elbow, to the outside, and it found
Since the first
room
month of the season,
Tyler Pitlick's been a 5-year
out of the
pro.
corner. Just by Goodbranson, that's going to be a penalty.
Larson, he gets caught flat-footed, allows his man to go through.
You know, this is a team game. The coach has got to call a timeout at the right time of the game, and this is when
Hey, we've learned these games.
Oilers have called it, yeah.
These games are never over. The Oilers are going to try to set something up. Billy, this is a 2-man advantage with the power play and the goalie pull.
It is. It is. You're going to try and have to win a face-off day, your best face-off day in there, and try and clear that puck out.
Panthers, this is a two-man advantage with the power play and the goalie pull.
It is. It is. You're going to try and have to win a face-off. Get your best face-off man in there and try and clear that puck out.
Hey, we've learned these games.
Oilers have called again.
These games are never over. The Oilers are going to try to set something up. This is a two-man advantage with the power play and the goalie pull.
It is. It is. You're going to try and have to win a face-off. Get your best face-off man in there and try and clear that puck out. Panthers goal scoring, touching on a goalie has picked up. Panthers now 31 goals in their last 9 games. That's about 3.5 goals per game, including 16 goals in their last 4 games. The offensive production's coming up.
7 or 8 years.
The Oilers coming on the ice. Derek McKenzie, the best face-off man for the Panthers. The draw. Panthers should win this game.
I think if Derek McKenzie wasn't named Derek McKenzie, they named him.
Goal scored in large hockey arena with large crowd reaction. YouTube and 3 more pages. Personal Microsoft Edge window. Magnify. Complimentary. 0%. Current value. Goal scored in Edmonton Oilers. Image Magnify has finished with 0.
The third baseman, good Branson, Campbell.
Just one final note.
Big on the pinching into the offensive zone. Really a very solid game played by the Florida Panthers. Third win is defenseman, good Branson, Campbell, big on the pinching into the offensive zone. Really a very solid game played by the Florida Panthers. Third win in 3 games, all in 4 nights.
We have 5 rats thrown on the ice here in Edmonton. You saw one of them, some family fans here. Blistering hot is now 8-1 in his last 10 games. Big post-game show coming up from Edmonton. We'll show you all the highlights, have the locker room report. Hear from the coach, Gerard Gallant, as the Panthers are on a roll. They go to 20, 11-9 on the season. They're playing at over 100-point pace as they approach the midway point. The Caps beat the Oilers 4-2.
0%.
Panthers live post-games next.
Image Magnify has finished with